Hi, this is Carrie Cole with Side by Side Educational Consulting, where we work side by side with educators to improve literacy outcomes for all kids. Previous video, I gave you an introduction to the simple view of reading, and we looked at the formula for that simple view, which in review is decoding or word recognition times linguistic comprehension equals a student's overall reading comprehension. What I'd like to do today is break down for you the specific components that go into the decoding side, and then also the specific components that go into the linguistic comprehension side, so that we can better understand when a student's reading comprehension overall is not showing as strong, to back up and really dig deeper to see what is missing for them. So let's look at decoding first. When we think about all of the things that would feed into good word recognition or decoding skills, there are many components that feed into that. We have letter sound knowledge, and that includes not only accuracy around letter sound knowledge, but also having automaticity, phonemic awareness, phonological blending, which is just another way of being able to say that students are able to blend, when they're looking at print, blend sounds into words. Rapid automatized naming, working memory, and then of course morphological awareness, which is the ability to really look at parts, word parts, and understand the meaning of those word parts. So for example, if we looked at the word unreliable, we know that the word part un means not, able to, and then rely is your root, and so that means not able to rely. When students are struggling in decoding, if there's something missing from the decoding side of reading, it could be any one of these things that is impacting that decoding side. When we think about linguistic comprehension, there are many components that impact that as well. One would be vocabulary or semantic knowledge, which is not just about definitions, but also understanding word networks and how that semantic knowledge really is an indication of what we know. Syntax or grammatical knowledge, which is really understanding how sentences and our language works together. Background knowledge, working memory, attention, inferencing, and comprehension monitoring, which is just the ability to really know when we're understanding and knowing when we're not. And when we're not understanding how to problem solve that. So bringing all of this all together, when we understand the simple view of reading, we can really get a better understanding of how we can provide more specialized or targeted instruction that's ultimately going to increase or improve students' reading comprehension skills. The simple view of reading really makes it clear to us that reading comprehension cannot occur unless the two parts of decoding and linguistic comprehension are strong. Also, intervention for struggling readers is only going to work if we target those areas of weakness, either on the decoding side, the linguistic comprehension side, or both. And lastly, the simple view of reading is a mathematical formula that has 3 variables. When we look at the first 2 variables of decoding and linguistic comprehension, we can estimate the variable of reading comprehension through the first 2 variables. Ultimately, when we understand the simple view of reading, particularly looking at the components that feed into the decoding side and the linguistic comprehension side, we can better tailor our instruction to best meet the needs of students.